games to be sold, not told. So we finna keep everybody broke. They say time is money. They say money talk. I ain't got no time to waste it. You ain't got no time. Out and about, out chasing paper. The streets of my house, and the house always wins like Vegas. Never down for the count. Second win, second nature. Found mine. Never had my hands out. Fuck favors. By design, everything tailored. In my youth, it was shell toes, no Chuck Taylors. We choke game, had a game show. It's still the same code game, so it's still the same code. We all pay the cost, pay dues. Move with the main state that I can't lose. On the grind, push a hard line with my linemen. Back when I was young, they said it's all about timing. Till it's my time, all the stars are aligning. I'm a diamond in the rough, couple cuts got me shining. This game, you cannot cop on consignment. In the field, all we do is execute assignments. The game should be sold, not told. So we finna keep everybody broke. They say time is money, they say money talk. I ain't got no time to waste, you ain't got no time to talk. The game should be sold, not told. So we finna keep everybody broke. They say time is money, they say money talk. I ain't got no time to waste, you ain't got no time to talk.
First, we get into this paper. See, I want it all, plus a mule and 8 acres. A lot of alcohol, few dad bags of paper. Run this shit like a ship and I'm the sailor. Cold, kinda like it's fresh up out the freezer. Cold, if she ain't talking bread, I don't need her. Soon as I meet her, I'm a fucker, then I leave her. It's the old Mac needs, treat them all like bottom feeders. Break it down slow for them folks that don't know. I'm a seasoned vet, black belt out the dojo. With a wide range of weapons, so I'm out the holster. Keeping all options open, so many ways that I can fold ya. Told you from the gate, never been about no play. Get it on the go, they never been known for no delay. The game should be sold, not to be told. Keep your mouth shut, don't have to break the mold. Mac needs.
Break the work down, it's fence to move. Push that work out, I distribute. Break the work down, it's fence to move. Push that work out, I just distribute. A young pack mover, shot to my consumer. Jumping out the foreign or I'm hopping out the Uber. Crew clocking chips opposite of you losers. Can't be broke as a joker, got no sense of humor. Just a young pack mover, shot to my consumer. Jumping out the foreign or I'm hopping out the Uber. Crew clocking chips opposite of you losers. Can't be broke as a joker, got no sense of humor.
I'm a D-boy, need abusive as users. I'm a D-boy, need abusive as users. I'm a D-boy, need abusive as users. You know I'm the boy, get money's what I'm used to.
Keep it straight from the gate, so I don't confuse ya. I'm a D-boy, need abusive as users. I'ma make noise, shout to my producer. I'm an entertainer, but I ain't here to amuse ya. Yeah, I fuck with shooters and they all fucking users. Come through, wake that ass up like a rooster, hella early in the morning. Early bird gets a worm. Finna get rich for 'em, food for the worms. Cutting cocaine, dumping whole things. It's a cold game, make you run your gold chain. Hungry, but I'm moving in a keto state. For sure, I beat the price on the keys in your state. Catch me running up a tail, fucking up a bag. Make me wonder how long will a good thing last. On my Curtis Mayfield, live a life I can't chill. Push a man, pushing packs, all I do is make squeal. Keep it 100, I'm just numb, yo, I can't feel none of these suckers when they say they real. Stacking Uber cash, I'm an out-of-state supply. Random Uber man here to get away drive. Just a young pack mover, shot to my consumer. Jumping out the foreign or I'm hopping out the Uber. Crew clocking chips opposite of you losers. Can't be broke as a joker, got no sense of humor. Just a young pack mover, shot to my consumer. Jumping out the...
You ready, Jim?
I'm ready.
Just want to make sure you're ready, brother. Show me the money.
Oh, you didn't know?
Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling.
hustling. Put my shoes on, you wouldn't last a mile.
Summertime, wintertime, I'm on the grind. Yeah, I got the ring, I'm the champ, I'm the genie of the lamp.
This is the gift I was given, so I just live by my hustle.
My pocket, it don't make sense, but don't make a profit. It's all a hustle, ladies and homies. Make money, money.
Call out here for a pill. When he tryna get this money for the real.
I want to find a thing to save my life, so I hustle.
It ain't over for me. No, it ain't over for me.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Show me the money! Okay, let's go smoke that joint.
What up? Fantasy Football Hustler back at you. What is going down, peeps? Shout out to the crew. Bogey should be here pretty soon. We're gonna jump right into the waivers because I gotta go to the DMV today. Oh man, never fun, but yeah, I gotta go hit up the DMV this morning. Derek, salute. Buffet boy Gary, what up, homie? Flipside Fishing, what up? So just found you guys. First time tuning in. Appreciate you, bro. Hit the notifications because we go live every single day and every single morning. We got a morning show. We start around 7:10 West Coast time. Devo, what up? What up, Peacock? Bob in the house. What up? Ha, Peacock the fuck Arthur Smith. Oh, man. B-Dog, what up? And Brandon, what up, dude? He said, I got a waiver. What do you mean? What do you mean you got a waiver? You could just pick people up as free agents. You could wait, but some of these guys might be gone. Yeah, I know, Peacock. I hate the DMV. And what up, Pro Lee? South Sea, would you trade Kincaid for DJ Moore? I don't know. Probably not. Guess depends on who you got at tight end. Tino in the house. All right. Let me try to get all this on here real quick. You know what? We gotta put that on there. Sure, we show off the peeps who are supporting the crew. There we go. Hey, and there goes Bogey in the house.
Hey, I was doing something.
Brandon said, got a waiver question. Do I drop Jerry Jeudy or Christian Watson for Dell? At this point, might as well drop either one of them, right?
Christian Watson.
He's all hurt and banged up, too. Might as well.
Jared Jeudy on a Monday, this Monday against the Bills. I like that. I would use him, so I'm getting rid of Christian Watson.
All right, so we got to
follow our show. You would have had Tank Dell last week, or maybe even the week before.
Yeah, we're gonna knock this out real quick. I feel like gonna just do we're gonna do the defensive stuff first, and then we'll just do all the offense in like one little quick shot. And yeah, we're gonna do the team defense first, even though I hate team defense because it's the most watched video like every single week out of all the waiver wires.
Do they do that to troll us because we don't like team defense?
No, it's what people are searching.
Okay.
Not a lot of people give that content on a weekly basis. So yeah, I mean, there's just a bunch of people searching on YouTube to try to find it.
I guess people do it. They just do it at the back end of their waiver videos. You know, like, yeah, I guess I've never seen anyone's like, all right, team defense this episode. Like, we're the only ones that do that.
Yeah. All right. Well, here we go. We're just gonna jump right in to the team D, and then we'll go through the IDP real quick, and then to do all the offense. Just hella quick out.
Right.
All right. So here we go. Let's jump over to the team D. All right, what up? What up? Fantasy Football Hustler back at you.
What's happening? Bill Bogard checking this thing.
We got a Team D video for you guys. Waiver wire teams that you need to pick up and start in week 10. This one's a horrible week. Like it really is, because all the teams that have the best matchups, you ain't getting them. Like they're already rostered. I mean, shit, even teams like the Jets are rostered in 76% of leagues. So we got to dive real deep. And I think I'm starting off on Thursday. I'm going with Chi-Town over Carolina, because, man, Carolina, they just cannot get anything together as far as the offense goes, and Chicago is at home. These rookie QBs, they don't usually do the best on Thursday night games.
This is Bryce Young's first shot at primetime, too.
Yeah. Maybe he shows out in primetime, but Chicago's been stepping it up a little bit. Yeah. Brisker, hopefully he comes back. He didn't play this week, but maybe it was he misses this week to be able to play on a Thursday. Who the hell knows?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It was concussion, so
yeah.
Second
team on the list here, got to rock with Tampa Bay because they're going up against Tennessee. And I know that the first game with Will Levis, everyone's like, oh, you better never start a defense, versus Tennessee. But we see that Will Levis, he's a rookie. He is who we thought he was. He can go out there and throw the ball 1,000,000 feet in the air, but he's going to throw a lot of interceptions. It's going to happen. 28% rostered for those guys, so should be readily available. Here's one that's not that available, 52%. The Atlanta Falcons. Told you about picking them up last week, and yeah, they did their thing. They did all right against Minnesota. They lost, but it doesn't really matter. They got like 9 or 10 points as far as the team defense goes. So from a waiver wire, you should be happy with that. And they got Arizona this week. Arizona not going to be doing too much. Now, this one I'm a little bit nervous about, but they did kill it against the Giants. Maybe they go out.
I was going to say it. The Raiders versus the Jets.
Yeah, maybe they go out there and kill it versus the Jets back-to-back games against the New York teams. Maybe they handle biz. They are going to be at home again, and we saw how bad those Jets looked last night. They just could not get anything going. Now, this one is my last one, and this might be the most unpopular of the 5, because we're always bringing you 5 every single week. Cincinnati versus Houston. Mm-hmm. Cincinnati at home, and I don't really think that, CJ Stroud's going to come and throw for like 470, 480, going to be on the road. We see like a tale of two CJs. We've seen him go on the road and sometimes not looking that good. And look at what, Cincinnati just did to Buffalo. I know. Team defense is hella boring.
My bad. I didn't even realize that.
And Derek said, so should I keep ATL then? It depends on who you got, but it's a good matchup. We see their defense. They're handling biz, out there. They have a so-so line, let's say middle of the road as far as the line goes, but they got solid linebackers. They got really solid DBs. So they've been handling biz out there. I would keep them unless, you can go get someone who shouldn't be available. The Jets versus Vegas seems like they'd be good. I doubt it. Pittsburgh, 84% rostered. So, there's so many of these teams that you're just not getting because, it's the most popular defenses out there. So I'd probably just keep them, And Peacock said CJ will be okay, not throwing for 500, but he'll be back in his old stomping grounds, going back to Ohio, bro. Yeah, for sure. But where is Ohio State? Is it like around Cincinnati? Is it like right in Cincinnati? Because Ohio's an entire state. That's like saying he's going back to Texas.
Listen, he's going back home, bro.
That's like anybody saying going back to California, unless it's
the only problem is
all different.
Listen, the only problem is I forgot what I was gonna say, but I'll remember it. Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah. Yep, I do. Okay. Joe Burrow, he's Mr. Ohio. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's from there.
And I will say that, I mean, I don't know how many people would say the Tampa Bay has better defense than Cincy, but I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that Cincy's defense is a little bit better than Tampa Bay, especially in the second
day.
Yeah, I don't even think that's close.
Yep.
And Zeb said Ohio State's in Columbus. So I wonder how far Columbus is from Cincinnati.
I wonder if Columbus is ashamed to be called Columbus, Ohio.
And Derek said, Peacock's so hyped about the Texans this week, he can't wait to do the show tonight. Well, it's not tonight. It's every Wednesday night, the H-Town Huddle.
You know what? You want the H-Town Huddle tonight? Is that what the people want? We give it to them every night. You hear that, Peacock? You're in demand.
There we go. All right. Thanks for everyone watching the team defense video. If you're watching on replay, we got a couple more positions to get to for everyone.
If you're watching this video, it's too late for you.
You play in team defense league.
You play in team defense. Damn, I should have said that in the beginning.
Okay, so actually, we're not going to the DMV today.
Really?
Wrong info got sent to Vanessa. I'm waiting to go get stuff too, but
I only do the DMV with appointment.
Yeah, it's different in Vegas. I mean, it's not that you can't do an appointment, but I don't know. Like you got to schedule it out way too far. Like I'm not trying to
get our like ID. Oh shit! Am I gonna be able to fly if I don't have like an ID? Like what do they call those now?
I don't know. I thought that was like next year.
Oh, okay. I thought it was this year. Oh yeah, 2024. You're right.
Yeah. All right. Let's jump over to these defensive linemen. Let's get it. And if you watch this on replay, smash that subscribe button and hit the like button. Leave us a comment. Let us know that you found us. And IDP. Here we go. Let's jump over. What up? What up? Fantasy Football Hustler back at ya.
What's happening? It is I, Darth Bogey.
Let's get it. We got another IDP video for you IDP freaks, so you better get ready. Breaking down the DLs. Got a lot of guys that you need to go pick up and probably start right away.
What?
And Adam in the house. What up, bro?
What up, Adam?
And
it's the first man. First man, everybody.
We got one question from the team defense. Would you start the Raiders defense this week against the Cards? Kyler Murray come back or look to pick up? Man, did you not just see? So we did. I mean, it was only 10 minutes, but we did break down the team defense. And yeah, LV was one of those ones that was on there. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Adam said, how does Zach Wilson still got a job? I think
no one else to switch to. Boom.
Yeah, I mean, what are they gonna do? Like they're gonna go get cool Joe Flacco or like something. It's like I think that they have enough confidence in Zach Wilson and Aaron Rodgers being in Zach Wilson's ear. I think that's probably what it is, because you just need him not to completely lose the game. And it wasn't all his fault. I mean, shit, he doesn't play special teams. He didn't give up that punt return, like he's not the one who fumbled when Garrett Wilson fumbled, in their own territory. So
twice.
It's not all Zach Wilson's fault. He is a bum, but that loss yesterday was not all on him. I don't even know if any of it could really be put on him. They were just bad all around.
I wonder if Rob Sala's hitting his mom.
I don't know.
It's probably why he's still on the team.
I mean, shit's more likely that Zach Wilson's hitting Robert Sala's mom.
You told me. He's like, you told me. He's like, your mom's told me. What could she do to make sure you keep this job?
All right, let's jump over.
Your mom.
Let's jump over to the DL there.
In Forrest Gump. Your mom.
Yeah, she cares about your schooling, boy.
Really cares about your schooling.
All right, let's jump over to the DLs. So there is a lot of household names at the top here. and your Max Crosby's of the world, your Michael Parsons of the world, your DeForest Buckners.
Your Joey Bosa's.
Shit, what did Joey Bosa do? I don't see him anywhere close to
He's
linebacker. That's why he's not going to show.
Oh, yeah.
He's not going to show on Yahoo on the DLs. But if you're on Sleeper, when we get to the LBs, be paying attention. This dude, David Onyemata, called him out multiple times. Going up against Arizona this week, he just threw down 24 points this past week.
Yep. I mean, no Grady Jarrett. He's the presence in that middle.
He goes in spurts, though. That's the thing that's kind of whack. So I'm not super excited about picking him up and starting him, but he needs to be on the radar. Man, so this one was wild. Dalvin Tomlinson, because, man, he's been doing hella whack the entire year, but they are in the midst of a crazy schedule. And, I mean, it's just like anybody who plays for the Rams. If you're not Aaron Donald, like, you got a good shot of just getting single coverage on the line and getting through. He did that yesterday versus Arizona. They got Baltimore and Pitt over the next 2 weeks. Here's a name that we have not really said, but Kobe Turner. So they got their bye this week, but then they got a pretty nice schedule after that. He has 1 or 2 double-digit games out of the season, and then this past one was 24 points. I don't know if he's someone that we really got to pick up necessarily, especially with the bye, but get him on your radar because he's on the Rams. His name is not Aaron Donald, so he will not be getting triple teamed.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy because with Turner and then Kobe Turner and Michael Wheat.
Yeah.
It's just they don't get any attention.
I'm not messing with Shelby Harris, but he is someone who's at the top of the list as far as like points scored. So, I wouldn't fall for that necessarily. Man, there's John Franklin Myers. So he's definitely gone in spurts on the Jets. Really, I mean, he's had a lot of single digit games, but you got to play the matchups with some of these Jets. Chargers were the matchup the week before that. I mean, the Giants was the matchup. He didn't really do all that well. They just have a crazy, crazy rotation out over there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Jets do.
Yeah. Dietrich Wise for the Patriots. Man, we're like trying to find like who's going to be the guy who can like do something. I don't think it's going to be him. I mean, he did throw down 18 points, but man, hella fluky.
It was Washington, so it wasn't that fluky. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I just mean for him specifically. Like,
for sure. I'm just saying, like, that's one of those.
Yeah, it's the matchup.
Like,
Calais Campbell. Now, here's someone that you really should go pick up and start. 3 out of the last 4 weeks, he's got at least 14 points, and in each of those games, he's got a sack. So he keeps getting to the quarterback. I mean, he was hella close to getting that safety in this past game. Not a lot of people on the line in Atlanta worth starting, but Calais Campbell, I feel like is.
Yeah, it's just him and Mad Buki.
Yeah, and then Mad Buki's on Baltimore.
Oh, my bad. Where the fuck is Calais Campbell? I thought he was with
Now he's in the ATL. He's been with the Falcons.
Oh, what?
Yeah, and in the beginning of the season, it's kind of whatever. It's nothing but single-digit games for anyone who's watching on YouTube. But these past 3 out of 4 weeks, Washington, Tampa, and then Minnesota, I mean, he just destroyed them. Now they got Arizona with that whatever line. And, yeah, I mean, I know it's going to be Kyler, but it's not like Kyler can't get sacked.
It might be Kyler.
Yeah, it probably will. I think it will be.
Probably. I mean, there's keep saying it, but we'll see. Vegas has them. Vegas has the odds. It has the Atlanta -3, so they're expecting Kyler.
And so Cam Jordan, he finally showed out. I'm gonna say don't fall for the bait because if you're looking at the screen here, he hasn't had a double-digit game since week 1. So this is definitely going to be matchup based. They got Minnesota this week and then a bye and then ATL. So not really the best.
It might be a decent play this week. Just Minnesota's not the greatest. But then you do have someone who isn't just a statue in there now. This guy runs around and shit.
Yeah. And here we go. Speaking of Mad Buki, and we're not even sure if that's exactly how you pronounce his name, but look at how it's spelled. It definitely looks like Mad Buki.
Mad Buki.
And he has been killing people. Like, look at the stats on the screen. I mean, outside of week 2 and 3, double-digit score every single week for him, as long as you're playing an IDP 1, 2, 3. And literally, those 2 games in week 2 and week 3, those are the only games where he did not have at least half a sack. So we've literally been talking about this guy, I mean, shit, since week 4 or 5 for sure. Now, at least week 6, because that's the one where he scored 23 points. So somewhere around there, we were definitely shouting him out, and he has not he's not let us down since. So go pick his ass up. He's only 9% rostered.
Mad Mookie.
Let's see. Here goes another New England. I'm just trying to find any consistencies with the New England guys. And literally, it's just because it's Washington, because Davin Godchow? I don't even know how to pronounce it.
Oh, he has God and Chow in his name.
Yeah, he really does.
Godchow.
He's only had 1 double-digit game the entire season, and it was this week versus Washington. And he didn't get a sack either. It was just, I mean, all off of the tackles. Uncharacteristic. But yeah, at least we get these guys on our radar now. We'll see if they do something in the future. Sam Williams. I don't know if we can play Sam Williams, because unless
we could definitely shout out our man Stu, man. Rest in peace, Stu.
I wish we could get a little insight on what games Stu's going to be helping him out, because every time Stu helps him out, he gets a sack.
And he was helping him out against the Eagles for damn sure. He was like, look, the Eagles over there poking everybody in the eye.
Tying people's shoes together and shit. All types of tricks.
Shout out to Stu. That's our guy.
Let's see. Oh, here we go. So Bryce Huff. This has been the guy who I believe Aaron Rodgers shouted him out. It was a crazy schedule of the last 5 weeks. They only had really 1 game where you look at it on paper and like, oh, they're not going to get sacked a lot. And that was the Eagles. Still put down a sack and a half versus them, and had in the last 4 games, he's had at least 1 sack. And he's got
a interior.
No, I'm pretty sure he's
part of the edge. He's part of the edge rotation.
Yeah,
it's like him, Jermaine Johnson, Myers. Who else do they got over there?
I mean, they got like 4 or 5 guys who are like in that rotation. But look at that. I mean, 4 out of the last 4 games. I mean, that's 5 weeks because they had their bye mixed in. No less than double digits. So let's see how long he can keep this up. The schedule does get a little ugly with the lines that they got.
When I was 7, I had a Huffy.
All right. Let's see. Anybody else worth mentioning, potentially picking up? Dang, it's crazy. Josh Sweat isn't even 20% rostered. So technically he makes the list. They got the bye this week, and then you got KC and Buffalo. So not necessarily the best matchups, but he's probably going to get dropped over the bye. So I might be able to swoop. Brandon Graham, man, he killed it versus Dallas. And it's funny because killing it is just like a sack and a half, but it seemed like he was wrecking so much havoc out there.
Yeah, and I'm going to be real, like in Yahoo, these are like, it's almost better to play these guys at the same time. Because like, most Yahoo is vanilla scoring. And like, you want the guys that can get you a sack and stuff like that. I mean, it's like starting a tight end. That kind of sucks, but you know what I mean? But
hey, Tino made it back. What up, Tino?
What's up, twin?
Yeah, it's probably going to be
me and you, twin, this week in the East Side League. Okay.
So we got a Uso over here. We'll at least get him on our radar. Someone we're not going to pick up because it's all single digit. Lecky Fatu.
Oh, Fatu, yeah.
Yeah, they had a real good schedule over the last couple weeks. I'm not scared of any of these matchups. I guess it just depends. I don't know if they had like injuries on there where we played a little bit more, but at least someone to get on your radar, because the Arizona Cardinals, they've just been having a lot of these random defenders. We don't even know who the hell they are, and but they're out there making plays. Yeah,
and it's difficult because like they tend to like abandon the pass rush at one point or another in all these games. But yeah, I mean, like they're just trying to. It's a defensive-minded head coach. He's trying to see what his guys are like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Gardick was getting a bunch of sacks early, but he's old, and then you know what I mean. Yeah. Now it's all the youngsters that are making plays.
Yeah. All right. So everyone rocking with us live, make sure you stay with us. We just broke down the DLs, the IDP DLs, and now we got to break down some LBs. So let's get down to biz. All right, here we go. We already broke down the DLs. Let's get in to these LBs. And don't forget, we're doing this on Yahoo for the redraft percentages. These do not, we're doing IDP 1, 2, 3 scoring, but they do not have QB hits over here. So if you see the scores a little bit different, it's because Yahoo does not have the QB stat involved. And man, we got to start off. Juwan Bentley, man, he killed it. And been a little mediocre. I was a little pissed, 10 points, 14 points a couple weeks ago, 7 points. But then he comes back with a 37-point performance versus Washington, 2 sacks, 10 solos. Like, man, he was just killing it all around. They got Indy this next week, and then they got the bye the week after that. So Bentley, he might be worth picking up and getting in the lineup this week. Byron Young. So this is someone they got the bye, so I don't think we're really going to be rushing to go pick him up. But look at his game; he's been a little bit fluky. 34 points though in this past game. Before that, 4, 7, then 18. So he's definitely like a matchup guy. But we got to be looking for the matchups. And you look, Cleveland, Baltimore, Washington. So week 13, 14, 15, maybe. Jordan Hicks killed it. He's 61% rostered, so he definitely doesn't make this cut, but just killing it. Joey Bosa. So if you play on Sleeper, you can play him at the DL. 31 points this past week. Finally, like he had a 21-point performance in week 2. Outside of that, he's been pretty blah. 2.5 sacks, 3 solos, 3 assisted. He's only 10% rostered because he's been getting hella dropped. We talked about Demario Davis. How is Demario Davis not rostered in more places? They got Minnesota this week, and he's on 3 out of the last 4 weeks, 22 points or more. He did have one off week versus the Jags. Khalil Mack, I'm going to say don't fall for it, but when he's in prime time, I mean, we see him show up. So if they got a Sunday night game, a Monday night game, maybe even a Thursday night game, maybe he's worth getting in there. You look, Baltimore, that might be the next one that you get him in there on Sunday night football or Monday night football. One of the ones, not sure. But yeah, outside of that, he just really only does good in prime time. Oh yeah, Derek said Demario Davis, my boy, he's killing him. All right, let's see. Fancy tricks, it looks like on Twitch. I trade away Mahomes. I got Goff on my bench. If so, what value do you think I could get? See, the thing with someone like Mahomes is like when he's doing bad, you can't expect someone to just here, take like 10 of my players. I just want Mahomes. You're gonna have to really negotiate that shit and make sure you get what you want. I'm gonna say no, because Goffel, I mean, yeah, he's had some good games, but he's no Sharon Stone.
If I was going to flip a Mahomes in a single QB, you're probably looking at a 1-for-1. You find someone who's been streaming, QBs and be like, hey, here's Mahomes. Let me go ahead and get, I don't know, Higgins or.
It's funny. Derek said Mac didn't do shit against Chicago. I'd never start him again. Well, you also got to remember, Raiders suck. Chicago's kind of bad, but they did everything to not let Khalil Mack kill him that game. Raiders and the Jets, not so much. All right, let's see. Who else? Come on, man. The Landman. He's only 7% rostered. He doesn't even get single digits. He's so much better than so many random running backs that people are starting on a weekly basis. Pick his ass up.
Yeah, kind of needed to be I think it'd be a better game if it's Kyler even for Landman, you know what I mean? Someone who could sustain drives and shit. But then again too, I mean everybody on the Ravens ate like shit last week, right? Oh no, the Browns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay, Levante David, he's 35% rostered, so he doesn't make this list. Can you guys just start him? Just don't even ask about look at the games he's had over these last 4 weeks. You just start him. He only has 1 sack over the last 4 weeks. You start him because he gets an insane amount of tackles every single game.
Yep, they got the Vikings coming up here.
Bro, we didn't move the needle 1% for Boye Mafe?
Oh, come
How?
on.
How? All he did was throw up another 20-point performance, even better than he did last week.
Yep.
He's had 6 games in a row now with a sack. And who they play next week? Washington, the Washington Commandos, the team that will turn any D lineman into a stud. Better go pick him up and play him before this week.
You ain't lying.
Thule killed it yesterday. I mean, Joey Bosa comes out with a crazy game. Thule still got 2 sacks out there. I think the Chargers had like 7 or 8 total sacks yesterday, and Joey Bosa and Thule both got in the mix.
Yep.
They got Denver this next week. A little bit more middle of the road as far as giving up the sacks to the QB.
Oh, they don't play Buffalo this week? Denver? Yeah, they play Buffalo because the Chargers play.
Well, that's what I was talking about. I was talking about the Chargers.
Yeah, the Chargers play Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said Denver. Oh, shit. Hold on. Let me go move something real quick.
Let's see. Jermaine Pratt. I mean, look at that. He's only had 1 single-digit game. I'm surprised. I mean, a lot of his games, he's 13% rostered. I mean, he doesn't have too many 20-point games. You look, I mean, 1, 2, 3 out of his 8 games that he's played. He's only had single-digit game 1 time this year. I'm surprised that he is not more rostered. I know maybe we don't talk about him every single week, but he needs to be in there, man. He needs to be in there. And I'll wait for Bogey to bring up this guy. How about Alex Highsmith, though? I mean, you can only play him as a linebacker on Yahoo. I know he had more than 20 points with the QB hits involved this week. They got Green Bay coming up this week. He's opposite of TJ Watt. So always gonna like that. Jack Sanborn. So we got to pay attention. If Tremaine Edmonds is not playing, Jack Sanborn is a solid start. I mean, you look at the last couple weeks when Edmonds has been hurt, 19, 15, did have an off game with 3 and then 14 the week before that. 3 out of the last 4 weeks, 14 or more. Let's see. And there we go. Bogey's back just in time so I can bring up Tyrell Dodson. If Bernard does not play, Dodson's going to be the guy to plug in. Every time Bernard gets hurt, he's like the next man up. They were really debating on these guys the entire offseason, like who's going to actually be the guy. Yeah. Bernard won it, but Dodson's there.
Yep.
All right. And that is it for these linebackers. Make sure you go swoop a few of these, get them into your lineup. Derek said Tyler Dodson's my guy. He's a stud. We got to see if Bernard, he's El Concusto. I mean, now we have seen someone get concussed on a Sunday and then play on a Sunday, and it's only happened once this entire season.
It was on a Monday. It was on a Monday even.
Then he got El Monday. Right? Yeah, he got concusto on the Monday and played on Sunday.
And now this game is on Monday, so that's the annoying part. But yeah, swoop up Tyler Dodson. I think he's even a play. I mean, you know what?
I don't think we're gonna have to wait down Monday to know if Bernard's gonna play or not.
Yeah, because if he's not practicing by Thursday or and Saturday, it's pretty good that he's not gonna play.
Yeah, like if he gets in limited work on Thursday, Friday, potentially, and we should know on Saturday if he's either gonna get a full go or if he's limited, we're probably not fucking with him.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Derek says he's got Dotson in the 18. Oh, he says he's got him in the 21 as well.
Yeah, that's why I don't have him there.
Derek said, I need Bernard to sit a week.
Yeah, so selfish. He's a human being, okay?
All right, so let's jump over to the DBs. Just hang out with us, guys. We got a few more positions to go over. We will cover the offensive positions as well. And let's get over to the DBs. All right, here we go. Last but not least, we got the DBs here. And Kenny Moore does not make the cut because he is 21% rostered, but we were telling you guys for the last couple weeks, go pick his ass up. He has not had single digits scoring since week 3. That's why we told you to pick him up. And now he might not even be available, but if he is, go pick him up.
Kenny Powers more.
Hell yeah. All right. Talked about him yesterday. Paulson Adebo. I don't really know how to pronounce his last name. They got the bye in week 11, so you can get one more piece of them before they go on bye. Not really bringing up cornerbacks that often, but if it's a cornerback that throws down 320 plus point games in a week, 21-21, and then 39 yesterday, got a cause to pause, man. If it's a team that's going to be throwing it, Minnesota will be, because their rush game sucks. You got to get a guy, got to pick up a guy like him and go play him if you got a few DBs on by.
The medalist.
4 INTs on the week. And no, I was not talking about medalist. That was a Debo. Let's see.
Oh, we're talking about a Debo. My bad.
Yeah, they're playing Minnesota this week. I don't even know what medalist did this week. I don't think he had that good of a week.
He hasn't had a good weekend. Like he's been checkered, like a checkerboard the last like 3 weeks.
You know who has been good? Greg Delpit, aka Grant Delpit. 22 points this past week, 8 solo tackles. Just always getting hella tackles. They play Baltimore this week coming up. He didn't do the best when they played Baltimore the last time, only 8 total points, but maybe he'll actually get somewhat of a competitive game. That game was so non-competitive that there was like
BTR.
Well, and I mean, not just that, but like Ravens didn't have to do shit. Like, like there was so many drives where they just went 3 and out and they didn't even care.
Yeah, and then Mark Andrews scores the 2 tugs, and then obviously Jackson on the turnovers scores a couple rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's someone to get on your radar, Jonathan Owens. So if Darnell Savage, he got put on IR. So this is someone who, I mean, not necessarily the best matchup versus Pitt. And then you got the Chargers in Detroit. So, you know, somewhat run-of-the-mill games, but at least there's going to be at least 2 more games where what's his name? Savage is going to be on the IR. Who knows? Maybe he wins over this job in the amount of time. I know Savage is paid more, but let's see if Owens can do something. 22 points.
Savage.
Oh, man. Jair Alexander. I just got to bring him up to remind people to don't fall for the bait with him, because most of the time he's not going to be handling biz in the stat category. It's too much of a shutdown corner.
Too much respect on his name.
Ooh, but how about Trent McDuffie, though? I know they got the bye this week, so not going to be rushing to go pick him up. But you got the Eagles the next week after that. That would be a good matchup to play him. Really, any team that you got 2 solid wide receivers who are in the mix a lot, like Trent McDuffie is always having solid games.
Big McDuff.
Mike Hilton, he goes in spurts for sure. You just got to look at who they're
was
playing.
Kenny Moore before Kenny Moore.
Yeah, you just got to look at who they're playing. If it's going to be a heavy pass game like it was yesterday or Sunday, I mean, 20 points, 10 solo tackles. He was all over the place. But versus Houston next week, I don't know. I mean, maybe. I know Houston runs. They use a bunch of 3 wide receiver sets.
Houston's throwing that thing.
Is he going to get, I would say, Mike Hilton's a start if we think Stroud's going to get over 40 attempts again. It's just simple math.
Houston Huddle and find out.
Yeah. Let's see. Who else we got over here? Okay. So, again, for Houston, Taveri Thomas. Yeah, Taveri. I'm not even sure how to pronounce his first name, but he's the nickel over there for Houston. He'd been hurt for a bunch of weeks but came back after their bye. 11 points and then 20.
Has he been hurt too? Jimmy Ward.
Jimmy's been hurt. Yeah, he hasn't played in like 2 or 3 games.
That's another reason why, you know what I mean, that this kid's getting a lot of work, because they were having, I remember they were trying to make him like the nickel, like hybrid type of thing.
Well, Thomas is the nickel. So
yeah, but I'm talking about like that's what Ward was initially, he was supposed to be that role, you know what I mean?
Because what's his name? Thomas went on IR. Well, I don't know if he went on IR or if he just missed like 3 or 4 weeks, but he missed a hell of weeks while he was hurt. Yeah, see, he didn't play from week 3 to week 8. They had their bye in there, but still, yeah, he missed 5 weeks.
Oh, he didn't. Okay, yeah, he didn't. This is like okay.
Yeah, so I mean, he was the guy in the beginning. We were even talking about him, and I asked Peacock what was up with him, and he said he's going to be on the field a lot. He was, and but then he got hurt, and dun. Okay, here we go. Peacock said Tavier.
Oh, like caviar?
Kind of, yeah.
I said like caviar is nothing like Tavier.
Okay, this is very perplexing to me. How is Reed Blankenship only rostered in 11% of leagues?
I'd pick him up even over the bye week.
I mean, he's going to get dropped more because now they got the bye week.
For sure. A lot of people can't and shit like that.
Put a little star or something, next to his name. Remember to pick his ass up going into week 11.
Pick him up.
Pick him up.
Nate Hobbs, another guy who got hurt, hella dropped.
Hobgobbler.
Dude, he never gets single-digit points. Like, I don't even remember last year if there was any game he has single-digit points. He rarely gets over 20, but just a floor like no other. I mean, look at all these games for this year. 22, 14, 15. But then he misses like 4 weeks because he's injured. Comes back, 17, 19. Like, this is all he does. He's a corner, but he's a nickel. And, like, if we're going to go after corners, the nickels are the guys that we want to go after.
Yep.
He's a beast.
Playing the Jets. A lot of 12 personnel. So, we'll see.
A lot of CJ Uzama and a lot of Conklin tackles potentially.
Yeah.
All you got to do is trip them. You still get
Lazard. Even Lazard.
Yeah, for sure. Lazard's out of the slot a lot.
Yeah.
Kyle Duggar. I mean, it's crazy that he's only 14% rostered. I know he went in a spurt in the middle of the season where we didn't like him because he had 2 back-to-back 7-point games. But you look at him for the season, he's had 4 games under 10 points. That was week 1, 2, 5, and 6. Last 3 weeks, no less than 15 points. He's got Indy coming up this week. Minshew, he'll throw a greasy pick out there. So yeah, Kyle Duggar, if he's somehow available, go pick him up.
Pick him up.
It's a good matchup to start him as well. Okay, Byron Murphy. Don't fall for the bait on that. He got the INT. Pretty much the only times he's had good games is the games where he's had INTs. And he's really only had three good games on the year. So don't fall for that bait with Byron Murphy. Let's see. Denzel Ward also going to say don't fall for the bait. He has had 3 double-digit games in the last 3 weeks, though, but I'm going to call Fugazi.
I mean, the last one was the pick.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Alohi Gilman. Okay, so this is someone who was injured for weeks, finally came back in week 8, but didn't really do shit. I don't even think he played a full complement of snaps, but he got put on display when he got that was a fumble, right? That he picked up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and almost scored the touchdown. It was hell close.
Yep, got down to the 2.
Hella close. So yeah, he's opposite of Derwin James. Teams are always looking to go the opposite direction from Derwin James. So he was doing solid in the beginning. You look, the first 3 games of the year, 20 points, 9 points, 17. And this is a guy we didn't even know who the hell he was. So he was on our radar hella quick, but then he got hurt. And Derek said, fuck Blankenship. He's been doing better than Donovan Wilson, I'll tell you that much. Wilson ain't we're never mentioning Wilson's name on the waiver wires for the studs and duds. All right. Trayvon Moehrig, someone who mentioned time and time again. You look at this one single-digit game on the year. Just one. That's it. Like, the teams throw a lot on the Raiders. He's all over the field. I mean, man, he mixed in a sack this past week. That rarely happens. This is one of those rare games where a sack kind of kept his score, decent. Most of the time it's just because of the tackles. Let me see. Any other people to talk about? Benjamin St. Just. I mean, he's a cornerback.
Yeah,
I don't know how many more times I could shout this guy out. Like, he's had 2 single-digit games, week 1 and 2. Outside of that, I mean, 11 points is his low, and that was versus Philly. He's usually, look at that. I mean, usually between 12 and 20 points is where he's living. That's what we want.
Mm-hmm.
Solid floor. And then how about a couple of single digit 0% rostered guys? Dane Jackson. I know we brought this guy up before because he's had a few double digit games. A little bit more fluky, but if you're desperate, I mean, versus Denver, I mean, might be solid. And Jalen Watson. So here goes one of the other guys for KC. They got a bye. Not going to be too worried about him. He had a big time sack during the game, and that's what brought his points up to even 15 in general. But we know teams throw on the Chiefs like crazy. All right. There we go. All right. End of the IDP. And Big Perp said thoughts on streaming the Bengals. So they were one of the. So I gave 5 teams when we did the team defense waiver, and Cincinnati was my final team. Was the final team. Derek said whatever. Donovan Wilson, motherfucker, pissing me off. And Peacock said needed the wide receiver help. Feel no RBs are still barking Japes. So there we go. And Peacock said, dude, I traded with is in first place and could take the chance on Bijan. I'm eating Smith's bye week and hope I can still get the win. It's almost the same as Bijan's 2.9 points last week. Damn, like that's crazy, man. Like
I know, let's kill Arthur Smith. And then he shaved his mustache now.
You know what's funny is like how many people tried to shit on me when I'm saying I'm not touching Bijan in redraft with a 20-foot pole, and I'm not touching JSN in redraft with a 20-foot pole just because of how fucking high they were going. So many people shit on me. This is the rookie woes that we see year in and year out.
Now the Bijan, look, I can get behind the JSN fade, but the Bijan fade, that was more difficult because it's like I just did not believe Algier. I was just saying that the other day. I realize it now. Algier is the thing. I just refused to believe it for like the first 8 weeks. Like, yeah,
it's because you didn't remember that he ran for the Thou Wow last year, right?
I mean, I'm very aware of that. I got it wrong.
Except on Jeopardy.
Yeah. Listen, you ain't behind it when they're playing that goddamn music.
Oh man. All right. You know what? Let's take a little break before we get into the offense. Here we go.
I like breaks.
Yeah.
So my dad.
Well, now that I don't have to go to the DMV, I probably would have been done right now. But now we're good. All right. Yeah. Yep. Derek was all except on Jeopardy.
Yeah. Well,
that was funny.
Well, I'll have you know, I may not be the inaugural Jeopardy champion, but I am back to back 3-time reigning Jeopardy champion. Okay. You're in the presence of greatness.
It's really just any of these rookies, though. Like, I don't know. Like, we can go back to like a Zeke, and like he was someone who really like deserved, like top 10, like fantasy draft.
Fourth overall.
Yeah.
Okay. 4th
overall, insane line, but also 0 at the running back. Like they just got rid of like Murray, right? Wasn't it the year or 2 before that or whatever? And it was like Darren McFadden for the 1 year. Fucking
Bow Wow.
Yeah.
Behind that line. Listen, Bijan, that's just, I don't know what the fuck how to explain that, especially his last 2 weeks.
Well, it's just like Gibbs, though. Like, everyone was so high on Gibbs. Why? Not necessarily because of his talent. I mean, yeah, the line was amazing.
Yeah, his talent is supposed to be off the chart.
Yeah, but nobody cared about Montgomery, even though they paid him. Why was everyone on Gibbs? Oh, shit, he's about to get 100 targets.
I saw that one clearly.
He's about to get 100 targets. Like that's what everybody was saying. And you see one catch in practice from him, and oh shit, it's coming. 80 receptions, 100 targets.
And I ain't gonna lie, even right now, I'm fearful that Monty gets a little bit taken away. And I'm like, I need you, Monty.
Devo said, love the Seahawks mug, Bogey.
It's not a Seahawks mug, okay?
What was it? I didn't even see. Is there a bird on it?
It's a bird. And even if it was a Seahawks mug, it's because that's
wow. Peacock just hit us with some stats. Very alarming. Bijan has 1 carry inside the 5-yard line all year.
Ooh,
That's insane. Because we saw Ritter like running for it within the 5. We see him trying to do little dump offs to like London, and they're getting swatted down. They've had multiple turnovers running plays inside the 5-yard line.
Yep, and it's a lot of Algier definitely down there.
It's crazy.
Yeah, let's kill him.
Not Algier's fault. It's Arthur Smith, right? Like,
No, we're gonna kill Algier too.
I guess what's tough is it's the same shit as the Najee Warren. Like when Najee's on the field, every team is keying in on him no matter what. When Bijan's on the field, every team's keying in on him no matter what. And then you see Algier out there and you're like, yeah, we don't got
it's more like they just don't fuck with him in the red zone at all, and that's annoying. And then like short yardage. No matter
I wonder why.
The
There has to be a reason. There has to be a reason.
He's a dumbass. Doesn't know playbook well or something. No protections. I don't know. I mean, they had him out there in pass pro that one when he had the headache game. Like, I wonder how much headache. Why you got them out there in late in the game?
I wonder how closely Ricky's been watching Bijan's games. Because I mean, I watch his. I haven't like gone through and like looked at any film from him like on like a handful of plays throughout the game. Is his pass pro not there? Like, I wonder why is Algier why is he the 1A somehow?
It's been like that since week 1. That's why I said it took me fucking 8 weeks to be like, okay, all right, God fucking damn it. You know what I mean? Just to be like Bijan is like a fringe flex.
Yeah, fringe flex. Like that's what's crazy. He's definitely not a set it and forget it.
Nope.
It's crazy because let me see, even in some of the matchups, fuck, man. I mean, it's wild. Like in the last 3 games total, like all combined, this is bad. He hasn't even scored 20 points in the last 3 games combined.
Even 3 games ago when he scored a tug, that was it.
Well, 2 games ago, I guess, because I'm counting. Week 9 is the last game. Yeah. Yeah, 62 yards. That was all he had that game. Like, if it wasn't for the tug, I mean,
it was like a 40-yard tug or something like that, 60, something like that, or a 30, something like that. So it was a fairly.
And I guess it's crazy. I mean, he has had 9 targets in the last 2 games.
Let's kill him.
But why no receptions? He's had 9 targets in the last 2 games, but only 2 receptions. That's crazy.
At least it's Taylor Heineke now.
It had to be Ritter. It had to be Ritter versus Tennessee. We're just blaming it on him. Because he had 5 targets, 0 receptions in that game. That had to be Ritter.
They made this switch they took too long to make the switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We saw it. It was really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And like Ritter's a 3rd round fucking drafted guy. Like he's not a first round. Like why would he get such? I mean, I know half a season.
Mel Kiper thought he was a first rounder, right?
Oh,
and Malik Willis.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Him and Malik Willis are going to be going in the first. Malik's going in the first round, number 6 overall. Man, could you imagine? Like, it's crazy that like there's no accountability for like a Mel Kiper. Like Tennessee better thank their lucky stars that he was saying that he was going to go number 6 because that probably turned him off to that when it was happening. Like, all right, fuck him. We want Malik, but we're not getting him in the number 1 just because Mel Kiper.
Is he ever right?
He used to be like way before social media was a thing. Like he used to be, but like I think. Now it's almost like I said about Schefter, how people purposely feed him bullshit. I feel like it's the same thing with Kiper that they purposely feed bullshit. Gotta be.
Yeah, and then I guess you do it long enough for a Kiper.
And Tino said Bijan has to get in for teams to key in on him. That's the thing, though. Like, let's go look at his snaps because it's not like he's playing like 10 snaps a game or anything. That one game he did, but. Let's see.
Let's kill him.
Shit, even in the game that he didn't play a lot, he played 17% of the snaps.
I bet you.
I think this is you think it's the rookie wall he's had? He's played over 400 snaps so far. And what's college? 10 games, right?
he ain't really didn't get in. It's not okay. My favorite example of the rookie wall was Kareem Hunt. You right? He came in, stupid workload. By week 10, he like hit a massive wall for 4 weeks, 5 weeks. You know what I mean?
But do you think it's the work on why these guys tired out? I thought it's
more
more
for sure. But I can't say that for Bijan though. Bijan might be he's not really.
No, is it not the length of the season though? Now we're talking about
we're going into week 10.
Yeah, we're talking about they've never endured a season like this ever because you just don't play more than that in college.
Yeah. Okay. Here's another good example: Josh Jacobs and Damian Harris. They split like they were like straight up splitting in college.
In college, yeah.
And then Jacobs gets to the Raiders and he hit a crazy rookie wall after like 8 because they were giving the kid like 20 touches a game. He ain't never even had more than like 10, 12 touches, you know what I'm saying, on average in a college, you know what I mean? So, and then look, you see Josh Jacobs, like after 3 seasons, he could take the beating, you know what I mean? He's like what
he's used to it at that point.
He's used to it. And this year, it's just been going awry because of the goddamn Mike McDaniels experiment.
Sam, he said, is there somewhere I could send a picture of my lineup? Yes, sir. You want to jump over on 420crew.org. We got multiple chats where you can put the picture of your lineup in there, get some feedback from myself and from everyone else who's in there as well. And if you get on the superstar tier or higher, then you can get some one-on-one advice with me where you can just DM me all that as well. But yeah, 420crew.org. Come join the crew. And what Triple X Lex and what up, Dennis? Shout out to Dennis. Thanks
what
for
up, Dennis?
420 crew. And Triple X Lex said have Goddard drop Akers for Jonnu Smith or Otten for this week, possibly for the next 5 weeks. I mean, shit, I'll go Jonnu. I mean, he got hella work with London being out.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know if London's coming back this week, so that's where I'd be. That's where I'd be trying to push my waiver towards.
Mm-hmm.
And Tino said it's simple. It's Arthur Smith.
Yeah.
This is the third top 10 guy ruined.
He did do that. I mean, well, see, that's where I'm guilty of this, where I
Derrick Henry.
What he did with Derrick Henry and and then of course I remember what he did with Algier because that was part of my take was that like look at what he did with Algier last year. What do you think he's gonna do with Bijan? Share with Algier apparently.
And Derek said, "We're on my ass. He's only had 3 good games the whole season." I don't think
that's what I was saying, Derek. Like,
here's my thought about
he's not getting to work like that.
Here's my thought about the rookie wall. It doesn't have anything to do with the work. I mean, with the amount of work that he's getting, he's still playing. He's still out there. And I mean, I'm not saying that these guys
he's
take
a tip-top athlete. I'm not saying he's hitting the rookie wall because he ain't get like 300 touches.
Well, I mean, that was
400 snaps.
That was what I asked, and that's when I saw the snaps. Like that, he has got a lot of work this year. You know, it hasn't been a lot of good work. He's had a lot of work that he runs into
100 carries yet. Has he had 100? Does he have 100 total rush attempts this year?
He has to, because most of the games he was getting like 13, 14 touches. I mean, 13, 14 rushes.
Okay.
So he's got to be somewhere around there. But I'm not even talking about the games because I think when we think rookie wall, we're only focused on the games. Anybody who's making,
I'm only focused on the games and the amount of work they've been getting.
Yeah, I'm not. That's what I'm saying. Let me explain. It's not just the work that he's been getting, and let's go see how many. Yeah, 100 attempts, 41 targets. Not even that.
I knew he was close to 100.
What's the difference?
Went over 100.
What's going to be the difference from the biggest difference, I would say, from college to the pros? I mean, it's obviously going to be the amount of work that you're doing. I'm not saying he would take a day off in college, but you're going hard with grown fucking men now every fucking day. And he's definitely lifting more weight than he's ever lifted and probably more days. And it's all Arthur Smith. Maybe they were trying to keep him fresh until after the bye. Who the hell knows? They got 1 game before the bye.
I don't know.
And it's not
too late to keep.
This looks like a horrible system fit, though. Bijan just looks like a horrible system fit.
I don't know why they drafted him to play second fiddle is retarded to me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe it's just not a good system fit because they were. In the beginning,
he's the running back.
I loved him so much is the 5-6 targets. 5-6 targets every single game. But no yardage.
They're doing more power. It's a zone run scheme, that Arthur Smith has always ran because he stole all that from Matt LaFleur. But what's crazy is like he just wanted to go power gap all the time. Just run, you know what I mean? With Algier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have Bijan who will shine in his own run scheme. He's a one-cut guy. I don't get it. Like, it's just, I don't fucking get it.
I guess also, like, are we not seeing it a little bit more where the rookies that, I mean, it just seems like teams over the last couple years being a little bit more conservative with the rookies. Like Bijan could have like 200 carries right now. Would that really be the best?
I don't know, but then there's, you can go to but maybe that's this year, because you know this is just year after year. Rookies, they get all the work when they're running backs. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're drafted to a spot, Ken Walker, rookie last year, boom, all the work. You know what I mean? Algier
took an injury though to get that.
I mean, I guess Rashad Penny wouldn't be in shit before he got hurt, and then he was.
Well, I know he wasn't, but
it took Ken Walker his own injury kept him out. You know what I mean? He had a sports hernia. He had to get a surgery on, or whatever the fuck they do for that. You know what I mean? And so he missed. You know,
I mean, I said this before the year. Why anybody expects Bijan Robinson to get 100% of every single touch in the backfield is beyond me. I'm not talking about you, but like literally, like every fantasy person that was all over his nuts with, oh, they're not going to draft him number 7 overall and not give him like 90% of the work. He's going to get like Christian McCaffrey workload over there. And like nobody's getting it like that in the NFL. Like not even Christian McCaffrey anymore. Like nobody gets that workload.
Christian McCaffrey.
Not even Derrick Henry.
they still get 80%.
But still, that's not 100. That's not 90. That's not
no one ever got. I mean, you got to go back to like the left.
You go back to CMC.
Bell.
No, you got no. CMC. Yeah. CMC on the Panthers had 99% of like every touch that was like back there.
Okay, so we're going back to
2019.
Yeah, that's what the year after the year I was going back to. You know what I mean?
But how come when I bring that up every like?
I mean, and I'm going back further than that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, yeah, but I literally
those days are gone.
I've been bringing this up all year.
Leonard Fournette used to get that
every single person is in a timeshare, so that can't even be an excuse for anybody. Like workhorse, timeshare, everyone
pretty worked up about this. This guy has Z's. I told y'all about Bijan.
No, well, not that. It's just the rookies. Like everyone's gone crazy for the rookie fever. What was I telling everyone this year? Pump the brakes on the rookie fever because it's going to get you in trouble. And everyone who put in all these chips on the rookies is getting them into trouble. Crispy said, "Give me the funk."
Wow. Get down.
Right clock. Miami's about to be a 3 RB committee. Yeah,
I mean it's a Niner backfield. You know what I mean? Like, you know, if he did the day it is, this is literally only CMC, Derrick Henry. I mean, not even Derrick Henry. What is he getting? Like 75, 80, if that.
Yeah.
Again, they're like the only 2 guys left. They're the last of the Mohicans. You know what I mean? Nobody gets all the work. You know, I was hoping Bijan would have been one of those guys. But Jacobs could still be one of those guys. Maybe they make the turn back to just feeding one guy. You know what I mean? Now that they got a new fucking lease on life, I guess.
Yeah, so let's see. So Spears has more than 25% or more than 25% of the rushes that Derek. Sorry. Spears has like a little bit more than 25% of the rushes that Henry has right now. And then he has like 33% more targets. So let's see what that split turns out to be. So 137 plus 21. So 158 touches for Henry. And then 69 touches.
69, dude.
For Tajee Spears. So what is that? What did we say? 69 divided by 158. So Spears has about 43% of the work or of the touches over there. Derrick Henry has 57% of the touches over there. That's crazy. And what Dennis say? What about Jacobs? What about Jacobs? Like the percentage of work that
Yeah,
he's getting over there?
I just brought up Jacobs. I said, like, hopefully they'll get back to just feeding one guy.
I mean,
I don't know. It was annoying.
It is only feeding one guy because Abdullah has 4 rushes on the year and Zamir White has 16 rushes on the year.
I guess the first 5 weeks he just wasn't getting any work. That's probably what it was.
Yeah, so it's definitely evening itself out a little bit here. But yeah, so I don't know if you heard it, but Spears and Henry, they're splitting 57 to 43. It's pretty crazy.
There you go. I mean, a lot of those, though, that first 5-6 games, they were playing from behind, playing from like massive deficits. So they definitely abandoned the run. Spears, and it's funny because when you look at that split, it's not like Spears is doing anything, bruh. You know what I mean? He's not producing with those touches. It's funny. And then why, for the life of me, they tell Derrick Henry, we're not trading you. That's fucked up. What are you going to do? I guess they really thought they have a chance at this. I don't know. It's crazy to me. We want the funk. You got to have that funk. Get up with the get down.
And Peacock said the weekly report is ready to view. Yeah. I wish they all like dropped at the same time. They totally don't though.
What's that?
The weekly reports for like high score and all that shit on Sleeper.
Oh, okay. I'm seeing it now. Doing all that.
Yeah, it's coming in on all these different leagues. And Clock said, what about Saquon and Mixon? I mean, that's a little tougher for Saquon. Because
Saquon, I mean, Mixon is getting all the work.
Wow. Where the hell are they? Yeah, no one's getting anything as far as
Bijan got it. Oh my God, I just figured it out. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Bijan got a headache because he's so fucking insecure. Because he kept reading all them Twitter comments and people that are tagging him. Man, fuck this guy fucking up my fantasy team. You know, that's what these rookies ain't ready for, huh? They get in the mix, they're like, oh shit.
Bijan can't even start himself anymore.
Darren Waller starts himself.
Yeah.
No one drafted him too. That's why he's right.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm drafting me. Stupids.
What up, Gary? He says, should I try to trade away Burrow for Ayuk? I'm assuming it's single QB, but I'm saying no.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess if I need receiver.
Joe said there was a shady trade in my league. It went through fast, but the last place team got Ridley from the third place team for Kittle and DJ Moore.
Yeah, that's Vito kind of esque, at least conversation wise. I mean, why the fuck is the last place? What's the last place guy though? Is he mathematically eliminated? You know, what's did that deal go through last week? Because then he's probably not mathematically eliminated if the guy has at least 2 or 3 wins. You know what I mean? Sitting at the bottom. To bring over DJ Moore and Kittle for Ridley, that's kind of even if like it's really the shadiness about it is whether or not this last place guy is even in it or not. You know what I mean? Like, why the fuck is he trading? Because that's another one of those unwritten rules, right? Like, if you're mathematically eliminated, don't be making no moves. Like, yeah, you can pick stuff up, start your lineup. Don't make no trades. That doesn't make no fucking sense. You know what I mean? It's not a dynasty or anything. You know what I mean? Like, if you're mathematically eliminated, you can't make no trades. Like, it's just the unwritten rule. It's always going to be subject for scrutiny.
Yeah.
You gotta have that funk.
Smokey the Cat traded Bijan, got him on Raw. Yeah, that's a dub for you.
Nice trade.
And Dennis said, I think I'm experiencing beginner's luck in the multiverse of madness like I did in the playoffs.
Nah, bro, I don't think so, bro. You drafted well and you're managing well. You know, he's made a lot of good pickups. In a 32-team league, your pickups got to be mad preemptive. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
all preemptive strikes. You got to pick up guys way before anybody's even getting on the radars type of shit. He picked a Bobo. You know what I mean? Starting Bobo in those couple of weeks, like, you know, those are moves that that's not beginner's luck. You know what I mean? It's a 32-team league. It's a different beast.
Yeah, it's Jalen Hurts. I mean, if anything, you want to count any luck, it's you being able to draft Jalen Hurts in this league.
He still had to. Okay, it's I guess like to get in the range of it because he still had to pick that player.
Yeah, you're lucky enough to be in the range. Like I mean, we knew
I don't believe in luck.
Yeah.
In that sense.
Yeah,
it might be destiny.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's the one who
you don't know until you win it, though. Then you're like,
he's the one who said beginner's luck. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, maybe it was beginner's luck.
Yeah, I don't believe in
that you got the 4 or the 5 spot. Because yeah, I'll tell you, last year it was. I mean, last year I had a way better team than I had this year, and I had the 20-something.
Me too.
And I fucked up on my first round pick.
And I had the 20-something this year, or like the 19th or 21 or so. I had something like that, right? But last year I had like the 3rd or 4th or whatever it was, and my team was way better. I liked being on that swing around. Plus, it really fucks myself like because my first round pick was Watson. So,
yep. What Peacock said, traded Burrow away before he got healed up, but I got Stroud in return to stack with Tank.
There you go.
What was the trade? It wasn't just like Burrow for Stroud.
Could have been.
Or did you get Stroud and Tank for Burrow?
Well, he said it so he could stack him with him. So I'm sure like he had Tank already.
That's what I'm assuming too. So what was that trade though, Peacock?
Is that crazy? I said this yesterday, right? And then I know Peacock chimed in, but I was like, yeah, I'm not opposed to selling high on a Tank Dell right now. Like if I can get 2 good pieces of someone crazy. And listen, I know that sounds crazy, but there's people that do shit like that. There's a guy named Adam in our league, and Tino knows this. I bet you I could take Tank Dell to this guy, and he'll just give me anything I ask for. Because anytime someone just blew up, like, I gotta have him, bro.
Yeah,
like he's one of those guys, bro.
Yeah,
like it's insane. Like how this, like when Olakun scored that pick 6.
Well, that's why when
10 seconds later he was texting, "Who do you want for Foy Olakun, bro?" The fuck, dude.
Well, and that's why when Kidda was talking about how a lot the trade strategy that me and you try to deploy a lot is taking a bunch of depth pieces and trading it for like one really good piece.
Yep.
And he was like, "But you can't do that in like all the leagues like you guys play in." And like
that's all we do.
Yeah, I had to explain to him we do make those trades, and I was like, and when we give advice to people, they're probably not playing in as savvy a league as we're playing.
Yeah, because when I'm giving someone trade advice, I'm thinking about they had like a 15-man roster, 16-man roster. So it's like, you know what I mean? The 2-for-1s and stuff like that. Those are more prevalent. You know what I mean? Like when we get into like I know you call them the crackhead trades, but it's like, listen, if I'm doing like a 6 for a 4, like that 4 is a badass 4 right there. You know what I mean? Like for sure it is. You know what I'm saying? I might even begin. Shit, I threw it together like a 13-piece joint or whatever the fuck it was. To bring over a Josh Allen, bro, in the Superflex Dynasty, because that's how much that would be worth to me to goddamn have a solid QB the rest of the way for years, even quote unquote. You know, like it's just the things I'm willing to do.
And Judah said, "Start Schultz or Taysom Hill." Taysom, it's Tuesday, so make sure you come back.
And like, okay, look at this. Pook, he makes this grandstand. I traded Garrett Wilson for Puka straight up. I'm like, you probably could have got Puka plus a gang load of fucking safeties and linebackers. Like, I don't even like telling people my secret cheat code, bro, because in those leagues, because I don't want nobody to be trying to do that to me.
Yeah, like
anytime you want or someone wants something from you, and you have the higher valued player according to the current stock market, yeah. I'm demanding more, and they'll come via IDPs. Those people, they don't give a fuck about them IDPs half the time. They're hella stupid for it, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just throwing a bunch of like whatever else ass extra to get their deal done. You know what I mean?
Adam said, "How many playoff leagues are y'all going to run?" So last year was 13. I think the year before was 13. So it'll probably be somewhere around there. 12 teams per league.
Yep.
That'll be slow
12 managers per league.
That'll be
oh yeah, you said teams. My bad. They said leagues.
No. Yeah. We had about 13 leagues last year, 12 teams per league, slow draft options and fast draft options. 33 and 55 on the buy-ins. And Gary said, single QB. I have Murray on the IR coming back, and it's the last week of trades. I mean, all you're going to do by trading away Burrow to throw Kyler Murray in there is just shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, I'm not even excited to play a Kyler Murray with the weaponry and the offensive line and all this shit. What the fuck? Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
He should be better than Josh Dobbs, right? But Josh Dobbs, 100% healthy. He was there all preseason.
And Josh Dobbs wasn't there for fantasy.
And he wasn't there all preseason, my bad. But he was at least there for a couple weeks of the preseason to, like, you know, like how many games has Kyler even played with Marquise Brown? You know what they played? 7 games or something. And that's the first time they played together since college, right? I can't remember what week he got hurt. It was like week 9 or 10, right?
Games. And he peppered the shit out of him. He was getting like 11, 12 targets a game, like on average. No, maybe that's over exaggerating, but definitely was peppering him.
Don't trade Burrow away. I mean, Ayuk's a good player. I think that right now, but I just want Burrow. I don't want Kyler if you're trying to win.
If you tell me he's starting like Gabe Davis as his receiver 1, okay. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. Yeah. Go get Brandon Ayuk. It's he probably went running back early in the draft, and
maybe
I mean, there's probably Brandon Ayuk really has the 2 big games.
Yeah, and one of them was week 1.
Yeah, and the other one was like week 3.
What? Peacock said, but Schultz has been on a tear. He's beyond on fire at this point. Well,
I love Schultz.
Hey, hold on. You got it. The streak has to repeat. If you have an off game, you're off fire. He got off fire in week 8.
Yeah. He's heating up.
Well, he started. The heating up is on 2.
Who they playing this week?
I just looked. Cincinnati. All right, you got to figure out how to start Dalton Schultz and Taysom Hill in this.
Don't fuck this up, Schultz.
There's no Kelsey. There's no Kelsey this week. I mean, Dalton Schultz has the best matchup. He could be the top. Could end up being the top tight end on the week.
Kincaid is playing against the Broncos. Someone that Kelsey did like thrash the first time around.
I mean, Broncos are a good matchup versus a soft matchup versus the tight end.
Yeah.
What up, Marco?
Marco.
But yeah, Gary, don't trade away Burrow for cheap just because it's your last chance to trade. Because
if that's the case, trade Kyler Murray.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
and trade him for less. Like, just trade him for a piece that could potentially
trade Kyler Murray for Ayuk straight up, just like he was gonna do. Do that.
Single QB. That's what sucks.
That person needs a QB. He's trying to shoot for the moon. He's like, listen, I got Kyler Murray, but he's coming back.
Here's one reason why I really, 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 really dislike single QB leagues, because the QBs have almost no trade value, like at all.
Yeah,
10 to 12 QB, anybody could fill an okay QB, you know, with 10 to 12 teams in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to have people really hoarding these QBs for them to actually have value. Like, there's nobody on the waiver wire like that kind of hoarding. Or else people don't have a reason to trade. They just go hit the waiver wire, get some scrub.
Yeah.
All right.
Flip a Kyler Murray.
Like, fuck, look at Josh Dobbs. Like, Josh Dobbs is probably a single QB.
Boring.
Waiver wire QB.
I don't know about playing him against the Saints this week, but
I'm just saying.
Like, hey, listen, I believe in him though against his matchup.
Oh yeah. Why not, right? Like, he's out
look
there.
At T-Bags went off on them initially, Rev. When they don't have film on a guy like that, they probably got poor film studies.
For anybody who's excited about any of these rushing quarterbacks who ended up turning into flops, why wouldn't we be happy about a Josh Dobbs who is like got enough rushing skills?
I mean, this is me all year.
Yeah.
This is me all year with Josh Dobbs. No one wanted to flip. I had Josh Dobbs everywhere. I'm trying to move him to people. Like, no one wants him.
I guess because everybody knew for him, like, he got value because he went to Minnesota knowing there's nobody else. Everyone still thought that there was a camp of people who thought Kyler was coming back. And it had to be someone who, like,
majority of people.
Yeah.
And if he comes back, You know what's funny is like, good luck to the people starting him if he comes back against, you know what I mean?
Would not want to, especially in a single QB. Like, I'm not trying to start Kyler. I don't think anybody would.
I mean, it's kind of reminiscent of everyone waiting on Watson last year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Watson comes back. It was like what, week 11, something like that.
Yeah, week 12
last year.
Yeah, week 12.
Yeah, kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah. And Buffet Boy, the guy in last, needs a QB, so I'm looking to swap a good wide receiver. See, like, if he needs a QB, that means
then you give him Kyler Murray.
Give him Kyler, and don't get. See, what you got to do is fuck doing the 1-for-1. Like, that's what me and Bogey were talking about earlier. Don't do a 1-for-1. Do like Kyler plus another piece, maybe another piece on top of that. He's in last place. He
bring back a big dog.
Yeah, and then he says, and then trade for like AJ or Diggs. Exactly, because guess
there
what?
You go.
AJ or Diggs is not going to get that guy to the promised land. Getting 3 players for an AJ or a Diggs, and one of them being a QB. That's how you move the needle and really improve your team. And don't give him hitters. That's the thing. Everyone is going to want your hitters, but you're giving him the depth that he needs. Could even be 4 players if your team's stacked. You give him a couple pieces on your bench that are better than his starters, plus maybe one of your starters who might be solid. But yeah, you got to be bringing back an AJ or a Diggs. And they're in last place. You have the power here.
You have the power.
They're in last place here, not you.
The power of the trade deadline compels you.
Yeah, because they have to make a trade. You may or may not. You might just be desperate to like just get the trades flowing. You know, but like they're in last place. They really need to trade. Clock, what's the least I should accept for Foreman? Fuck, whatever someone will offer you.
I would probably just straight up whatever I need. If I need receiver, here's running back. You need running back. I need receiver. I'm okay with it. But then like it's when like you can start packaging the things up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you know what I'm saying, I'm a big fan of the 2-for-2s or the 3-for-2s, and if I'm doing the 3 side, that means I'm bringing back 2 bad motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm starting with looking at the teams that need running back, and then like you know, because those are the ones that'll look and click Foreman. Because most people they'll go, "Oh, Foreman sucks." They don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. But the people that need running back, they're gonna click on him and be like, "Oh my god, he's been kind of balling the last couple of weeks." You know what I'm saying? That's always my favorite. That's always my favorite a trade protocol. It's just like highlighting things that people can go look up and see. I'm not lying to you. Look at what he's been doing. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then they get to thinking for themselves. It's like a great form of inception. Just show them what they don't even know, because this is true, and they'll believe this thing that they click on versus what I'm telling them. You know what I mean? Yeah, because Foreman's not, and you know me, I know Foreman's a bad motherfucker. Like, you know what I mean? Hey, he's about to be in a revenge narrative. What?
And Clock said, you guys remember about from Double Dragon? When did Seattle sign him? I don't know.
Oh, from the movie? I think he's talking about like a dude. I don't know.
A Bodo, he said. A Bodo.
Oh, a Bodo. Oh, yeah, the Bobo. That's Bobo.
I don't know.
I don't understand the reference because I never watched the movie Double Dragon, but I definitely played the video game. That shit was hard. Remember Double Dragon and Battletoads?
And Dennis said Fantrax has a slow option. Yeah, we did. There was multiple slow drafts that happened last year. I think you just wanted to choose. I think you just specifically might have chose the fast ones. Can't remember.
He's a fast fucker.
And Cheeto said Carr versus Minnesota or T-Law versus San Fran. I'm just gonna go Carr.
It probably who's Carr playing?
Minnesota.
I'll play T-Law, bro. Higher upside. It's gonna be difficult to run on us, so they're gonna take it to the air, and our secondary sucks.
Sam said I got offered Devontae Adams for Ken Walker. Should I do it? I have Jacobs as well. I don't know how I feel about the 2 Raiders.
No, I don't really want Devontae Adams.
Yeah, I'd rather have Ken Walker.
And this person, recognize what this person's doing to you. He sees that you have Ken Walker on 2 bad weeks in a row, or not bad, but not good. So he's gonna come through trying to buy him. That's how you're supposed to do it. He's trying to send you a weak ass Devontae Adams, bro. Yeah. And look at the first thing he thinks of is, I don't know about having both of them on my team. I don't know about having Devontae Adams, period. You know what I mean?
Crispy said I lost Bolton in the 32. Yeah.
Happens.
Yeah, I lost Jamal Williams.
We've lost a lot of good men.
I lost Jamal Williams and Deontay Johnson in week 1, and that just fucked me. Like my team got off to such a bad start because of that.
Yeah, and I guess there was a little bit of lore of Jamal Williams.
Well, it was just when what's his name wasn't gonna when Kamara wasn't gonna be there. Like that was So like I lost him for the only time I lost him for the only time that I drafted him to use him.
Exactly. And
then P Ryan sucked. That was another one of my
You were just trying to get the gang back together, weren't you? Didn't you have those guys too last year, right?
No, well, Jamal Williams I did, not P Ryan though.
Oh, okay. I thought you had the P Ryan. Also,
yeah, and look at that. And Jamal Williams, he was the curse last year because of Titans, and then ended up being the curse this year because he got hurt.
I mean, Titans got a powerful reach. You know what I mean?
And Tino said, I do have to agree with Kid, and not many people know how to trade in the 19 or the wafers that I play in. Well, I don't think I'm of the mindset that people don't really know how to trade in general because, like, if especially in Dynasty, there should be like 2 reasons why you're trying to like make a trade. You're either making a trade to improve your team because you're like kind of going for it, or you're making a trade to improve your future. Maybe you're rebuilding, but then people want to go look for the trade partner of like the same thing that they are. Like you have to find the opposite person. Like you can't make a trade with someone who's going for it and expect like that person to give up good players. Like just for redraft though, why would the number 1 and 2 team make a trade with each other?
Yeah. Or be street soldiers like the audacity of sending a trade offer in a $600 league. You know how much this league cost? Don't even send trade offers.
Even the trade that me and Bogey did, it took us like talking it out on this show, like having pretty much a 20-minute phone conversation.
Even any of us is a bad example. People don't know how to trade, period. You had it right already.
Yeah.
People don't know how to do nothing, bro. And then like it's funny because some people's mostly looking for confirmation bias, so they already have their mind made up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There are a lot of people who, when we give our opinions, it's always the people who are like, wait, but like, what about this? And what about this? Like, we don't know the same.
Yeah, and you know me. I don't know. Then you got the answers. You got it.
Yeah, but I think that's the issue, though, is people not wanting to, everybody has it right. So if someone goes against your opinion, it's like, oh man, am I wrong or is he wrong now? You really have to like question, like, could this other person be right?
These fucking stoners.
Because we get it wrong a bunch, like, yeah, but we get it right way more than we are wrong. That's for sure.
Oh no, I don't ever need to take victory laps on shit I'm right about, or else that's all I would be doing.
But you know what? It is awesome when someone could come ask, hey, what do you guys think? Cole Kmet or Taysom Hill? And no matter what, you're still good. You're all good in the hood. If you lost, it wasn't because of one of them, and that's starting to sit.
Did Kmet actually do better than Taysom at the end of it?
I think it was like by 5 points. It was like 20-something to 20-something.
And I just pivoted to the Kmet because of the amount of targets that the T-bags. I mean, that's that quintessential rookie QB leans on a tight end shit.
Yeah, Kmet and Hill. So there's a 4-point difference, and they were both top 4 at the position.
Let's go.
However you slice it, if you lost your game
by 4 points,
and that was like you have someone to blame, you're welcome, because then we gave you a scapegoat. But yeah, either way, when you have 2 good options, it's like we couldn't be wrong either way.
No, but that's the thing though. Is like Kmet was probably a bad option.
Like I mean, shit, after 13 targets last week. I mean, that's even why.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't think you did. But okay, if that was the case, that person shouldn't have been asking it. You know what I mean? Like,
Taysom Hill's been doing so good over the last couple of weeks though too. But it's because Taysom Hill is only projected for like 5 points or like 4 points.
I know.
That's also what it is too. Is like sleeper not catching up with this shit. Like over the last 4 weeks, his lowest scoring game was 12 points. How is this projection not? Well, okay, yeah, never mind. It did raise. It raised to 9 points now for week 10. That's the biggest jump that I've seen him raise in projection this entire year.
Yeah, Jawada Man Johnson coming back don't mean shit.
JJ said traded Keenan and Mondre for Chase and Pierce. Still feel good. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah, you should feel good.
Just depends on if Pierce misses more games or not. Also,
and Chase is just fucking awesome. So.
Yeah. Preston said, "Do I trade away Dalton Schultz and James Conner for Josh Jacobs? Who's your other QB? I mean, who's your other tight end? This is an amazing game for Dalton Schultz coming up this week.
Let's not jinx it.
I mean, it's just the matchups.
Yeah, it is. I mean, shit, fucking Kincaid, 10 grabs.
Yeah. I'm not saying Schultz is going to go out there and throw, what do you have, 10 grabs, 130 yards? Not saying he's going to do that, but yeah, look at what Kincaid did. If he's like just the number 2 look over there, I mean, he's going to be getting something similar. And Clock said trade. Yeah, so I don't know about that. I'm going to say I do like, I mean, it's pretty much Schultz for Jacobs is what it is. Like James Conner's not at this point. But who else you got at tight end? That makes a difference. Clock said I traded Peacock Tankdale for his house and his first pick for the next 13 years.
I like it.
Good move.
I think you win that trade.
Oh, man. Get out of here. Dennis said Jake Ferguson is the GOAT. Where'd Kidda? Did Kidda come in here? No, he didn't. But you know who did better than Jake Ferguson this week? Taysom Hill. Rather have him. Rather have Jonnu. Rather have Schultz. Ferguson.
What did Ferguson even do this week?
7 receptions for 91 yards. No big deal.
Come on.
Can't repeat it though.
Damn, if only you had Ferguson, I can trade him off of you.
Would never happen. Would never.
I hate him. Just take him, Bogey. Here he is. Happy birthday.
And Tino said, I thought that we were going to talk Tony into existence.
Man, Tony.
He said, little did I know we were going to talk Fergie into existence. Yeah, you guys better start leaving some tips, or I'll just say I like Ferguson and watch him do shitty. Like, the only reason he's doing good is because I hate him so much. I'll keep hating him for you guys.
So it's you then. It's not the fact that 6 out of 7 seasons, then Dak's existence, the tight end is the second leader in targets from him.
Nope. It's definitely
remove
not.
The name.
It's definitely not. He can't.
How many targets did CD Lamb get in this game?
I don't know. Probably wasn't 10.
Okay.
But he has, but this is also an outlier. He doesn't have any games of 10 targets. Ferguson.
Okay, but who's the second on the year? I bet you the second leader in targets is the tight end position. Like, it's just what Dak does. You know what I mean?
Let's go see. It might be
that tight end position. Like,
and why do you think the Cowboys suck? Because Ferguson's their number 2 look on offense.
Yeah, I mean, they have Brandon Cooks. They have, you know, that's what sucks. It's like they get Brandon Cooks, and then they're gonna he's not gonna get 1,000 with these guys. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
what in the fuck?
And yep, he is the number 2 as of now. He's not. He's only a couple above Michael Gallup. So yeah, this outlier game.
That's insane.
Come up.
That Michael Gallup has that.
Brandon Cooks. I mean. Yeah, he's
but you throw all, but see, and here's the thing too, if you throw all of those, the receiver targets combined together, it's always going to be the number 1 targeted position from Dak, but the number 2 is always,
well, he's only, like I said, he's literally 5 targets above Gallup. So yeah,
but
it's not like,
and that's a specific
not like he
receiver.
targeted some insane amount. Like,
yeah, I'm just saying, at 6 out of 7 years in Dak's career so far, the number 2 targeted position is the tight end, so it just translates for fantasy. You know what I mean?
And Cowboy, well, I mean, it's not translating well because, like, he's the last 2 games. Oh, yeah, it's on a tear. Outside of that, the first 6 weeks, he only had 2 double-digit games, and you guys are like going crazy.
It's a tight end.
He's trash.
You said the same thing about Kate Otten. Now he's coming around. What's your opinion on Kate Otten now?
It's a matchup-based tight end. Like,
see,
if
you don't like a player, you're gonna make.
What did Kate Otten do before this week? Like, what has he done?
5 targets.
What's he done over the
math?
What's
tight end?
Yeah, Doesn't mean that
remove the name.
doesn't mean that they're good.
Ferguson specifically is, like I said, 6 out of 7 years in Dak's existence.
Yeah.
It's
And
like
why
a
are the Cowboys so
position,
trash?
tight end.
Ferguson's trash.
Yeah, that's not the question.
When he
though.
has
That's
when
not-
he has
what does
seven
that have to do with anything?
when he has 7 targets and 2 receptions for 11 yards 2 games in a row,
We're
and
talking
people are gonna
about-
go just for the
Okay.
targets and that's it.
Okay,
There
so
has to
start a
be
tight end that-
some
start a tight
level
end
of
that
like
gets receptions.
there has to be some level of skill that
What
comes
tight end-
into
what
play
tight
with
end gets
why
you
we would
receptions?
start someone over another.
What tight ends get more than 7 targets like that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying there's like a small
Yeah,
hand.
11 yards
maybe a
though.
dozen.
Like, I mean, there's a whole bunch of people who get way less than 7 targets, but get more than 11 yards on the game.
But see, the work is there. Like that's a
You don't need a lot of
that's
work
like
to be.
that's like the Eminem is the best rapper argument.
You
for
could
people that
get
make that
1
argument.
reception for
Remember.
20 yards and be a tight end 1. You don't need a lot of work to be a top tight end.
But
If he was coming out,
someone who's getting targeted like that,
6
consistently,
receptions,
like,
7 targets. If he was doing that,
you know
my
what?
tune
I'm
would have
gonna-
been different.
Okay. What other? What
How does
other
that not
tight
make
ends-
sense? That my tune would have been
outside of
different
Taysom Hill,
if he had a bunch of receptions to go
Give me all
along
the
with those
tight ends,
targets.
all the low end tight ends. Like, what do you consider a low end tight end? All of them.
Ferguson. Yeah, everybody
Yeah,
except
who
the top
else?
couple.
I bet you I play him over all those low end tight ends
You
because
might.
he's probably getting the most consistent target market share, which goes back to 6
might.
out of 7 years of Dak's existence.
You might.
targets
But
the
it's
tight
also
ends.
like the same
Hey,
type
if
of
Ferguson
people.
goes down, who's the next guy?
Is this not the same type of argument?
Shoemaker next? If,
Hold
if,
on.
if Ferguson
Hold on.
dies, I'm gonna say the same thing about Shoemaker.
Hold on. Is this not my exact same argument for why an Alexander Madison sucks? Because volume does not equal fantasy greatness? I'm consistent with this.
Okay, that has nothing to do with talking about tight
Volume.
ends.
Volume.
Zero.
Volume.
Zero to do. That's
It's
a bad.
volume.
That doesn't help your argument.
But that's your argument is volume.
Nope.
My
My
argument is
My
volume
argument
doesn't
is
equal everything.
literally Ferguson is going to be the second most targeted guy. I'm consistent. That's what I've been saying.
Yeah.
You don't like Ferguson, so you'll say anything. You brought up another guy. that
Oh,
you
I
like,
bring up
like
how much he
Madison.
sucks. I've stayed consistent from the
I'm just
beginning.
saying, bro, there's no. I don't get your argument here.
That he sucks.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Why do I need more of an
I'm
argument?
speaking. You're speaking subjectively. I'm speaking factual.
Okay.
That
What
the
tight end? What
position
tight end
in
on the year?
Cowboys
What tight
in
end
6
on
out
the
of
year is
7 years
Ferguson?
of Dak's existence is the
What
highest.
tight end on the year is Ferguson?
It doesn't matter. He's
Yeah,
the
it does.
second most targeted on the team. That was my argument.
He's not even a top 12 tight
That
end
was
right now
my
with
argument,
all
though.
those targets.
That's my argument.
Guess what?
That's my argument, though. So
Yeah.
I mean, my argument stands true still.
So does mine.
Ferguson.
So does mine.
Ferguson sucks. He's still the second. He's still the second most targeted guy on that team.
Uh-huh.
He's probably gonna finish that way as long as he doesn't
Okay.
die. And if he
But you
dies, I'll say the same
realize-
thing about Shoemaker.
You're just talking about that team, though. So you realize
That's all I've been talking about.
43 targets
That's all I've
for
been
a
talking
tight
about.
end is
That's
not
all I've
amazing.
been talking about. That's
Okay.
literally all I've been talking about.
Yeah. But
And
so
you bringing
I
up
just,
Alexander Madison has nothing to do with any of this shit.
no, it's the volume that you just didn't like it. That I'm consistent
because
with
that was a
volume
bad
doesn't
argument.
equal
It
fantasy
was a
greatness.
bad argument because it's just another player that you subjectively.
Okay,
said.
well, how many targets, amongst the tight end? Where do you think he stacks up?
Second on this team.
What does that have to do with the league? Because I
What
don't
does
get
Alexander
I don't-
Madison.
I
have to
don't
do
play.
with it?
I don't play. I'm only getting
See,
guys from
my
the
whole
Cowboys,
thing.
and that's it.
Here's my thing, though. My whole thing was saying that Ferguson will be the second targeted on that team.
What
That's
does
all
that
I
have to
said.
do with
That's
fantasy
all I said.
football? So you
That's all
only
I
play Cowboy
If
players?
it translates.
You only
when
play
you're looking
Cowboy
at a tight
players?
end, if you're looking at a tight end to play, I
Okay.
think I would not be opposed to playing a guy who's going to be second target.
I understand you want to give me the info you want to give me and not answer the questions. Where do you think Ferguson stacks up amongst all the tight ends target wise?
I don't have to answer that question.
Because it defuses your
No, because it
entire
has nothing to do with my argument.
right.
And you've been scrambling to find things to help your argument, and it's really just Ferguson sucks. You should just left it at that.
He does.
But
He's not top
still going
12.
to be second in targets on that team.
What category
And
is
there
he
goes
top
my
12?
argument. Like what you're taking it to Alexander Madison all over the place. I'm sticking to what I said. He's gonna
Yeah.
be second in
You're telling
team
me
on
that
target.
Ferguson is
Second
good,
in
right?
targets on that team.
You're
That's all
saying
I
he's
said.
he's
And it's
good,
factual.
or what? But
It's
what are you
not
saying?
subjective. This
What are
is
you
not
saying?
subjective.
But what are you saying? Like you'll
Yeah,
start
he's
him
a
over the trash
startable
tight end.
end.
You'll
I literally compared him to Kate Otten.
yeah.
These are trash tight ends.
Uh-huh.
But at least Ferguson will be second in targets on his team because this is what Dak has done 6 out of 7 seasons in his existence. Still the same argument. You can keep going.
Yes, well, it's because it's
right here.
Hey, well, if you're gonna bash my argument, I have to bash an argument for someone that's not top 12 in any tight end category.
But he's number 2 on his team in targets.
What does that have to do with the entire league?
I don't
play.
I was talking about an entire team the whole time.
Yeah, what does that have to do with the entire landscape of tight ends?
Because they're so bad. That's what it has to do with it.
Yeah, and he's not even.
If you started Ferguson, if you started Ferguson last week, feeling pretty good.
You probably are.
Yeah.
Why, but what? One game equals he's going to be tight end
matchup.
He's going to be.
Did I not say play him because the matchup's there?
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
Who's he playing this
on the wall?
Who's Dallas playing this week?
The Giants.
The Giants. Yeah, they're more susceptible to the outside receivers. It's probably because you don't need to use a tight end. That's what I was saying. I probably play a lot more tight ends over. I'll play Kmet over him.
Well, no. Your argument was I'd play him over a lot of shit tight ends this week.
Yeah,
I'll play him over tight end. I don't know why you won't admit that he's a shit tight end. We're like having this argument about how good Ferguson is.
I said he sucks. What in the fuck are you talking about? I said my whole argument, like I said, he's number 2 in targets on that team.
Yeah.
And this is a historic thing that Dak does. Yeah. I'm okay with that in fantasy over the Cade Ottens of the world. And that's why I try to get you to list the shit tight ends. And all of them, yeah, exactly. I'll probably play Ferguson over all of them. I'm just, you know what I mean?
Ferguson's game was so good that it couldn't get him in the top 12 in any category for a tight end, and not even close. Points, receptions, targets, yards, touchdowns, like nothing. He's nowhere in any.
What did he get? 16 or something like that for somebody in fantasy?
Yeah, 1 week though. 1 week.
That's
1 week.
It happened that week.
That's his top week of the entire year.
It happened the week I told people to start him.
We go off of consistency, not flukiness. At least I do.
I'm gonna go off a matchup. I'm gonna go off a matchup base, and I'm gonna use everything else to help me out, like to assist my. We all have different processes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was the matchup was there. We told people to start Schultz.
Yeah. And guess what? The matchup isn't there versus the Giants because they're giving up least amount of points.
I just said that.
I'm not going to big up Ferguson when everyone's going to be going and big him up in him and starting him because he did so great this week. I'm going to go. He's a matchup-based tight end in a horrible matchup.
If Ferguson goes down, are you just riding Shoemaker now?
No, why would I want a tight end in a system that's not producing a lot of tight ends?
In a system where the tight end's the second most targeted?
What does that matter?
What?
What does that matter?
Targets you can't produce. That's what that matters, bro. You're hella funny.
Okay, here I'll give you hella funny. Kelsey, Hockenson, Andrews, Kmet, Laporta, Kittle, Taysom Hill, Goddard, Evan Ingram, Jonnu Smith, Dalton Schultz. Those are all the people who have more points than him. Now, here's a list of the people who have more receptions than him. Hockenson, Kelsey, Ingram, Laporta, Andrews, Kmet, Kincaid, Goddard, Waller,
and if you don't have any of those guys,
Logan Thomas, George Kittle, Kyle Pitts, and Njoku, those are all the people who have more receptions, now more targets. Hockenson, Kelsey, Ingram, Laporta, Andrews, Pitts, Goddard, Waller, Kmet, Schultz, Logan Thomas, Njoku, Kincaid, Kittle, Higbee, Ertz. Then we have Ferguson. Now how about the yards? Kelsey, Hockenson, Andrew, Kittle, Ingram, Laporta, Jonnu, Goddard, Pitts, Waller, Kmet, Schultz, Kincaid. Those all the people who have more yards.
Watch this.
Than him.
You ready for this?
Oh, he has the second most targets on his team.
On his team. Yep. Nailed it.
And I would start any one of those tight ends
and
over him, and there'd be way more too.
I'm sure you would, because the reason I say start Ferguson last week, because he's in a shootout against the matchup and he paid dividends. Nailed it. Ask me this week. I'm not telling nobody to play Ferguson.
Yeah. You tell people to start Ferguson a lot of weeks.
Hey, Ferguson sucks.
Hey, you know what's funny?
I agree with you. I'm not even being sarcastic.
Hold on. You know what's funny is because before this, me clowning on Ferguson and you saying to start him was the stick. But now you actually believe that he's good, though. That's
because he's a matchup guy.
I'm staying consistent.
We're not.
Yeah. Why would we not? Hold on. Do I tell people to play people in good matchups more often than not?
You didn't tell people to start Ferguson.
Right. Why? Because that's my shtick. So why is it different this week?
Because it's a bad matchup.
No, my shtick is the same. You're the one who actually.
And I don't. And listen,
it's a shtick to say play Ferguson.
Help people. If they ask me Ferguson over a XYZ tight end, I'm probably going to say the other one because Ferguson's in a bad matchup. And then you know what I would say? If it was even shittier option compared to Ferguson, I'd say, well, at least you have Ferguson, who is the second leader in targets on the team.
We only get into long debates when you're hella passionate about something.
I'm not passionate.
This is the first week that you're hella passionate about Ferguson. Passionate.
Okay, rewind the tape. Rewind the tape, bro.
Shouldn't you have been passionate last week?
I said what I always say about Ferguson.
Shouldn't you have been passionate last week about him, not this week when he's going into a shit matchup?
I mean, I said he's going to do a shit matchup. Why would I play a shit tight end?
So that's why I said, why weren't you so hyped about him last week going into an amazing matchup against the Eagles when they give up top 3 points?
You know what I said last week and the week before that and every week about Ferguson is that the tight end position.
Yeah, so you didn't change. You haven't changed anything is what I'm saying. You didn't say Ferguson needs to be started.
Did it not hit?
Yeah.
I told people to start him. It hit. Probably didn't hit over. I was definitely wrong over a Taysom Hill. You know what I mean? I got one time I said Ferguson over Taysom Hill last week. Otherwise, I said Taysom Hill over everybody except for Cole Kmet in that one. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I do. I'm gonna make my decision based on a week-to-week basis. You could take the weeks and weeks of consistency and whatever. I'm gonna take you know what I'm gonna find? The consistency of target market share he had. And then that'll make me say, okay, I'm okay starting him against the Eagles with a bad in a soft matchup for him. Boom, pay dividends.
Why wouldn't we? Eagles are like giving up top 3 points to a tight end.
Yeah, but your stick is
it's the low hanging fruit. I've had the same shtick the whole time. You're hella passionate right now.
But here's the thing, though. It's not low hanging fruit because you were like, Eagles, they haven't really been in it. That's exactly what you said last week.
No, come on. The writing is on the Eagles since week 1 have been giving up points.
After it happens, it's low hanging fruit.
The Eagles have the Eagles not been giving up points to the tight end since week 1? I don't know where you're coming off saying that.
I don't know about the passionate thing. I just stand on what I always say because I'm the epitome of consistency.
Yeah, Ferguson was a stick before
I've been
this.
saying the same thing the whole time.
Ferguson was a stick.
Ferguson, it will be the second highest.
All I know is if I brought up some Mark Ingram shit and you just hate him just to hate him, and that's your stick.
That's a different story.
Yeah, you wouldn't know. I don't argue to you about that because that's a shtick. We're arguing right now about Ferguson.
Ferguson's the tight end. Tight ends are so bad.
Yeah, what do you expect when my shtick is to hate on Ferguson?
You know what's funny? Ferguson, we got a lot of questions about 3 weeks ago. Like, well, should I pick a Ferguson? Someone dropped him. Well, I was the only one who said to because tight ends are so bad. Tight ends are fucking bad, bro.
Yeah.
Look at all those names you named outside of like Njoku. Like all those tight ends have been consistently eating. This guy isn't consistently eating, but he's getting consistent targets. And at the end of the year, the tight end position in its entirety will be the second most targeted by Dak. That's what I've always been saying.
Their offense is trash. It's one of the worst offenses that they've ran in Dak's existence.
It really is bad.
Yeah. Well, there we go. Good. Glad I got you to lower down a little bit off Dak and Ferguson.
What do you mean now I'm high on Dak and shit? Like, what the fuck?
No, you just
let's talk about Alexander Madison. It had nothing to do with any of it.
No, that was my point of volume doesn't always equal fantasy greatness. There's so many. How many people were going crazy this week for Keontae Ingram and Singletary, and both of us said you better pump the brakes.
Yeah.
But how many people were not? That's all I'm saying. Is like that's the low hanging fruit. Is volume is key.
Tight end is so bad. Someone's hella happy to pick up a Ferguson. I'm sorry to break it to you.
They would be. And guess what? He had 2 good weeks. And watch when he has these shit matchups coming up.
Yeah, I have 0 Ferguson.
I know, but you're hella passionate about him.
I'm not hella passionate.
We've been talking about Ferguson for like 30 minutes now. You're hella passionate about him.
No, I'm passionate about that. You want to know why I'm standing on this? Is because it's not about Ferguson. It's about my original take that stands true, tried and true. Is that Dak in 6 of 7 seasons finishes with the tight end position being the heaviest targeted.
And is this the worst offense that we've seen out of Dak in those 7 seasons?
You said that now.
Yeah, but it's true. Guess what? It's true. That's the first thing that got you to think.
That was the 8-9 different points up, and I just stayed on my 1 point.
Yeah.
Watch the last 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Who wasted 15 minutes?
And guess what? That point
on my same point.
And guess what? Just because that point is true doesn't mean it equals fantasy greatness.
It's true. It doesn't mean you're subjective.
I said volume doesn't equal fantasy greatness. I've said that multiple times. You don't understand that, but I've said that like 10 times.
That's a subjective argument.
It might be. But guess what? We're giving opinions, right? Or are we only talking facts?
I'm speaking factual. 6 of 7 years.
Okay, then how come you won't answer any of my factual
right now,
questions?
when you look up the numbers, Ferguson's the second highest targeted. Biggs is factual. That's all
Second highest targeted on the Cowboys.
Tell me about Alexander Madison.
You know what's funny is you love playing Cowboy fantasy, peeps, don't you? You're a secret Cowboy fan. Because why does Cowboys anything equal?
Is this your argument now?
You said he's the second most targeted on the Cowboys. Why? What does that have to do with every single player?
It had everything to do with my argument that he's a tight end worth playing. He's shitting in the shitty tight end landscape, and then I keep saying the same thing. You know what's funny? I keep saying the same thing.
Well, you're arguing about this on a week where he's about
a closet Cowboy fan.
You're arguing about this on a week where he has a shitty matchup. He has a real shitty
I didn't say that.
matchup.
I didn't say play him.
Yeah, I am, and we're having this whole hour-long argument on a week where Ferguson's probably about to shit the bed because he's got a bad matchup.
I can keep repeating myself.
You can.
You'll say
I'm listening to what you're saying. I'm actually debating enough to where I have multiple points. You just
I'm a closet Cowboy fan.
The reason why you won't answer any questions that I've asked you is because it makes your argument look bad.
I have my secret Cowboy shirt under this jacket. It's just my Darth Vader shirt.
Hey, when people don't answer questions that are asked in a debate, it means because it's going to prove their argument wrong, and that's why you wouldn't answer any of the questions that I asked.
I mean, I guess you wrote all the rules.
What do you mean?
You know why I said I didn't want to answer the question? Because I knew that would annoy the fuck out of you. That's why I said I don't need to answer that question.
And Adam said this is better than cable TV, of course.
See, here's the thing.
Because we finally found something that Bogey's passionate about that we can go back and forth on.
I wrote some rules. In an argument, when someone comes up with shit like bringing up Alexander Madison, holding the positions, bringing up, oh, you're a closet Cowboy fan, that person has zero argument to make. Because I stood on my.
I made a whole bunch of different
I said the
points.
one same thing over and over again. You said about 7, 8, 9 different things.
Yeah.
You don't know where to go with it, bro.
No, because you won't answer a question.
I tried to save you from yourself by telling you I don't need to answer.
To save me from myself. Because all you can say.
How passionate you got about it, about your numbers, because
You're so passionate about the number 2 target getter on the Cowboys. That's not good.
I predicted something to happen. You know what that was? Ferguson to play well against this bad matchup because he's second highest target.
You've been saying this the whole year as well. It's been wrong more than it's been right.
I wasn't telling people to start him all year.
Hey, could have fooled me.
You know what I'm saying?
Could have fooled me.
You know what I'm saying?
Because he's getting the number 2 targets on the Cowboys. You've been saying that all year.
Yeah, and
guess what? It hasn't been right that often. It hasn't been right except these last 2 weeks. Outside of that,
yeah, the 2 weeks that I called it. The 2 weeks that I called it.
No, you've been calling it all year. Your argument isn't that he was going to be a top tight end.
Anytime
your argument is that he's a volume king. That was your argument.
I didn't say that. Those are my words, bro. Now you put you
okay.
know what my words were?
He's going to get the number 2.
Hold on, here's my words. I don't know if you heard this. 6 out of 7 seasons in Dak's existence, the highest targeted outside of the receiver is a tight end. Happens to be second most targeted on the team.
Yeah.
In 6 of 7
and it's
years.
correct.
Now,
and currently, now how's it translating to fantasy? Now, how's it translating to fantasy? How's it translating to fantasy for this entire season?
That's all I was saying was my argument. Though.
Exactly. So yeah,
your argument. You got so passionate about it.
No, your argument is true. Doesn't equal fantasy greatness. Doesn't equal fantasy greatness.
You're very passionate about it.
See, I actually listened to you. You're not listening to me because your
argument
argument is true. Your argument is true. Doesn't equal fantasy greatness every week.
I mean, okay.
There you go. We'll agree to disagree.
We'll agree to disagree. That was like the 4th thing you brought up out of all the.
No, I actually have more than one thing to debate. I actually have more than one way.
Okay, here's the test. What was your argument to begin with?
That Ferguson sucks.
Boom.
Yeah.
I agree.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. He sucks.
No, because that's my argument. What do you mean? If you agreed, guess what? Debate doesn't happen.
You know what's my argument every time I say it?
Uh-huh. He has the number 2 targets for the Cowboys. Yeah. And again, what does that equal? That has not equaled greatness. That was what I said next. And you didn't go any farther.
Hey, you had a whole list. I have one thing I was saying.
Yeah. That's not a debate. A debate isn't I have one thing and either that wins or loses. That's
you
not
know
a
what
debate.
though? Cam Akers died, bro. He ruptured his Achilles, bro. What do you think about Alexander Madison gets more work?
He sucks. Of course he's going to get more work. Volume isn't king. That's been my argument about him last year. the year before, and guess what? He's done
crazy
good in how many percent?
in all seriousness, though, like it's crazy because I'm always going to be on the side of volume. It's hard to play a motherfucker who's like, all right, well, listen, he gets 8 touches. He's a second running back, but he's really good. Like, you know what I mean? And
So-
it's funny because maybe I am that guy because I've been playing Bijan all year, thinking that he's going to get a volume. You know what I'm saying?
There may be people who think volume is king. There may be people who think matchups are king. I need a little bit of both. Volume doesn't equal everything to me. Or else, why would I have told anybody to start Taysom Hill?
Maybe that should have been your argument to begin with, not just Ferguson sucks.
I already said that. Volume is not king. You didn't listen.
Always going to argue subjective.
You're not listening. That's the problem. You are not listening. I said that like 10 times. Volume is not king. No. Well, duh. Okay, after the first sentence that each of us said. Okay.
These things.
Yeah. Go look back at how many times I said volume is not king,
Like the
and
Sam
you didn't
Darnold thing
listen.
all over again.
Just because it took you an hour to like understand my point. That's not my
the
fault.
same thing over
No,
and
you
over
didn't.
again.
Yeah, because you're not listening. That's the thing. You're not listening to what I'm saying. You're just saying what you want to say, and that's it. You're not listening.
I'm not listening. I don't have an answer. Like, show me the list. Show me the rules how to argue.
Did you not say I'm not going to answer that?
Yeah, to troll.
So then why can I not say that you said
It
that?
worked like a charm.
What do you
Then
mean?
You know what I did after that? Went right back to what I always say, bro. Like, I'm not
Yeah,
wrong about that.
yeah.
I'm not wrong about that, bro.
Okay, here's the thing. Can you just listen to me for 2 seconds? Can you listen to me for 2 seconds?
What I was saying was factual.
See, can you listen to me for 2 seconds so I can get my point that you literally have not heard me say 20 times?
You said about 20 points.
Okay, so again, like, can you listen to me for 2 seconds?
list them all. Okay, go ahead. I can list off all the points you made. I do listen.
All right, never mind. All right, let's just get up out of here. This shit's like,
Oh, come on, man.
This is
You
retarded.
can't leave mad.
Why? This is hell of annoying.
Can I
I
list
can't.
off the
I can't
points
get a
you made?
point for you.
Go ahead, like, make your point.
What's the point? What's the
Make your
point?
Make your point.
I
You make me
said.
feel bad.
I
Now you make me
said.
feel bad.
Okay,
I'm having fun.
listen. Just listen. Okay, just listen. I said 10 times. You are right. He gets the second most targets on the Cowboys. Don't talk. Don't talk. Don't talk. Let me finish. You didn't hear that? See,
Yeah, I probably was talking over.
that's the point. Like, you're literally not even listening to what I'm saying. All right, let's get the fuck up out of here. We'll be back. No, it's gonna be Stevie TVB. He'll be back 7:00 West Coast time every Tuesday for Dynasty Life Fantasy Football. We'll see you guys then. Peace out, everybody.
Defense on me.
I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night. If they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm gonna take every last one of you out. You make sure they remember forever the night they played the Titans.